Well, hello there, and I suppose, in my case, good morning. Safe the perverted best gentleman here, and today we're gonna clean up the place. We still have these role quests, just, waiting here. And we've been getting distracted by crafting and other stuff, so time to clean up the place. We still have 5 big blasphemies left. The world may be saved, but these guys are still around, so let's handle that. Our aching souls. Of course, my voice is probably a bit deeper because, just woke up. The Ishgardian delegate seeks a battle mage with courage unwavering. Ah, my lady Almia, I have awaited your coming. The phenomenon wherein men turn into monsters. It pains to say that Ishgard has not been spared. A dread blasphemy has appeared in the Holy See, and to compound the people's horror, the beast resembles a dragon. 'Tis imperative that it be vanquished without delay, and to that end we have begun assembling a hunting party. Given that fear and despair may turn our allies against us, we are being stringent in whom we choose for this duty. Yet while we have confidence in the quality of our knights, the mission would greatly benefit for the presence of a battle mage, one who can stand unflinching in the face of our fell quarry. We would be hard-pressed to find an individual who fits that description better than you. Will you not lend us your strength and skill? You can count on me. Oh, shark. We are in your debt. Just a moment while I relay the glad tidings to command. To be honest, I had an alarm set for like 4, not even 4, 2 p.m. And I woke up and then went back to sleep. It is settled. Upon arriving in Ishgard, please take yourself to the Aetheryte Plaza. Lord Artorial will be there to receive you. May the Fury speed your way. Alright? Whoop. Sir Artorial. Almia, I have been expecting you. Words cannot express how heartening it is to have you fighting beside us. Blech. Allow me to echo that sentiment. Hey, Americ. Greetings, my friend. Lest you wonder, Lord Artorial and I are leading the effort to deal with the blasphemy. With your capable self in fold, I have no doubt that we shall succeed. Without further ado, I shall brief you on the situation. It was a handful of days after the first beast appeared in Razahan. What happened? An Elysian man was observed in the hoplon in the pillars, walking with an unsteady gait. All of a sudden, he buckled over as if in pain. And before anyone knew what was happening, he had transformed into a terrible, draconic beast. At the mere sight of this, many who chanced to present also turned, and regrettably the temple knights were forced to put them down. The blasphemy itself, however, took wing and fled. Profane Fafnir we have chosen to call it, after the dragon man of Ishgardian myth. Since that day, the beast has oft been sighted in the skies above Ishgard. It does not attack, only circles menacingly for a time or disappearing again. Alas, these brief visitations are enough to cause more people to turn, and for panic and fear to spread further. As part of our investigation, we have sought to identify the man who became the Blasphemy, but thus far we have learned naught. We have, however, identified a common thread between those who subsequently turned. All were people of fervent faith, people such as priests and inquisitors. When the truth of our nation's history was laid bare, the legitimacy of the church was also called into question. Many Ishgardians struggled to reconcile the revelations with their beliefs, and none more so than the pious. Such men and women, we posit, would be more susceptible to despair, and therefore the transformation. We must find a way to stop it. Ishgard has only just emerged from a 1000-year war, and we cannot suffer another great tragedy, much less so soon. In order to attain a better understanding of the situation, we intend to speak with a member of the clergy, the sole individual who survived witnessing the Blasphemy's birth without being turned. Clem is his name. Clem? Get Clem! Is this Warframe now? Krakata! Clem! Clem is his name, and he's a deacon at St. Raymond's Cathedral. Come, let us seek him out there at once. I can't believe I'm doing an oversleeping stream this quickly. It's been a month since I started streaming. Come on, I should have at least go for like 3 months before that happens. Ethernet, St. Raymond's Cathedral. Let's go. Guess what? What is it that you guess? Here he is, Deacon Clem. Let us see what he can tell us. Not so very long ago, a few would have imagined Ishgardian knights marching beyond the bounds of their own dominion. But we have ventured into the heart of Garlemald and fought for no less than the fate of the world itself. Our nation has changed and continues to do so. Clem. Lord Aymeric, Lord Artoriel, and the Savior of Ishgard besides, you do me great honor. I am Clem, and I serve as the deacon here at St. Raymond's Cathedral. Chat is slow. It is on low latency, so that should not be the case. I understand you were among those at Hoplan when the incident occurred. We give thanks to the Fury for your merciful preservation. We now seek to prevent the Blasphemy from wreaking further havoc and would appreciate any details you could provide. Loath though we are to make you recall unpleasant memories, will you not recount to us what you witnessed that day? I saw some shit! Very well. We are presently relocating the World's libraries to the cathedral, in case you were unaware. We had finished delivering a batch of tomes and were on our way to bring over another. As we approached the Hoplawn, we noticed a young man walking unsteadily. No sooner had he come to an abrupt halt than he transformed into a draconic beast. The fiend fixes us with a menacing glare, and it was all we could do to find our wits and flee. But to my compounding horror, my brethren who were also with me began turning into monstrosities as well, one after another. Praise the Fury that you at least were spared, Deacon Clem. I cannot imagine how frightening the experience must have been. Who is this? It's an old man! Bishop Wardinaw. Forgive me if I interrupt. I was informed that our stalwart protectors were present and wished to express my gratitude. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your service. I pray that we shall be soon be free of the scourge. Indeed, if there is aught we might do to aid your efforts, you need but say it. You are most kind, your grace. Old man? That was Bishop Wardinaw, the head of the St. Raymonauds and a member of the Synod. With the seat of the Archbishop vacant, he is, in effect, the highest authority in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. This is so, yet in spite of his elevated station, he remains as kind and humble as a man as I've never ever known. Like his grace, I would do all that I can to help shepherd our people through this uncertain time. To that end, there's a request I would make of you, if you can spare a moment to consider it. Of course, if it is within our power, we should be glad to offer you aid. Thank you. Now, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? In the wake of the transformations, a group of clergymen fled the city in fear. Yet though they sought refuge in the wilderness, they put themselves at the mercy of the elements and fell fiends both. Given that the cause of the transformation is not clear, I think theirs was a decidedly unwise decision. I wish to set out and find them, but I am not trained in the ways of war. As such, I require those who are to accompany me in search. So that's the way of it. Suffice it to say, we will help. Do you know whither your fellows may have headed? The Western Highlands, I believe. Between Gorgain Mills and Hemlock, there's no shortage of abandoned dwellings in the area. Very well, time is of the essence. I propose we split up and scour separate areas. Almia, if you could escort the good deacon to Gorgain Mills, Lord Artorial and I will tend to Hemlock. Sure. Also, just hide these, let's go. Take me to the Falcon's Nest. Man, I love Ishgard so much, this cold climate. If it wasn't for the dragons, this would have been the perfect place. Bridge! Like, Ishgard maps are my favorite areas. The music is serene, the place is serene. It's just so chill, literally. That you should choose to abide in such harsh conditions. Alright, man, why are you here? Go back to the town, this is not safe for you. You! Ah, I see you found them. Yes, and none force for the wear, thank the Fury. My friends, forgive us if we are given cause for alarm. We come out of concern for your well-being. Though we understand why you quit the city, we fear you may have placed yourselves at greater risk by coming here. His Grace Bishop Wartino too worries for your health and prays for your swift return. So please, will you not allow us to escort you to the Holy See? I assure you, you will be much safer there than this wretched place. Alright, Shark. Have fun watching. Enjoy your time here. The servants of the Fury will never be safe in the city, don't you see? This is your fault, you and your accursed revolution. The people disdain us, mock us behind our backs, and spit in our faces. Calm down, man. And now someone is conspiring to transform us into monstrosities. Enemies of the church, I'll wager, emboldened by your deeds. So no, I will not go back to Ishgard. I'd sooner freeze to death than suffer your pity. Thank you. Well. What? All I ever done was in service to her. I am a good man. I do not. She cannot forsake me. Well, you forsook yourself. Me. Alone preserve. Why are you letting it go? Almia, we cannot allow him to harm any others. Obviously. Give chase and do what you must. We will remain here and keep the others calm. Leave it to me. I shall become Speed. Run, girl. Run. There you are. Oh hey, there was someone behind me as well. And they were also doing this quest on a red mage. How cute. Let me handle yours too. Hello. Is it done, Almia? Mama, I killed it. My thanks. What happened is most regrettable, but we must be grateful that no one else came to harm. While you were gone, the deacon was able to convince the others to return to the city. Let us escort them back at once, and then reconvene at the congregation to consider our next course of action. For our purposes, we have to use the strategy room. Announce yourself to the guard without, and he will show you in. Back to the home, back to Foundation. Swoop. And then to the congregation. The Forgotten Knight is near that, so there. The Forgotten Knight. Hello. Lords Americ and Artorial await you within the strategy room. Will you be joining them now? Yes, I will be. And I don't like your tone. Even though I gave you that tone. Here we shall discuss our plans. Here we shall discuss our plans to deal with the blasphemy. Whensoever you wish to enter, you need but to say so to the guard. Our plans, huh? Lest you wonder, we have taken the clergymen to Say Raymonons to rest and recover. If truth be told, the thought they might still succumb to despair and turn remains at the forefront of my mind. Yet the risk would be greater still were we to keep them at arm's length and deny them the comfort of the church. Indeed, from the works he spoke, the Inquisitor yearned for the days of old. He and others like him can scarcely be blamed. Since the truth of the nation's founding and the Archbishop's machinations were made public knowledge, the Church has been in turmoil. Though we have made great strides in separating religion and state, there has been far less progress in the reformation of the Church. For our faith has been everything to us, our purpose and our comfort. 'Tis not an easy thing to reconcile one's beliefs with the betrayal of our spiritual leaders. Thus torn between the hearts and minds, many Ishgardians feel lost, and none more so than the members of the clergy, whose faith was once unshakable. Little wonder then that the most dedicated and devout are like to turn. So it seems, but further investigation is needed or we draw a definitive conclusion. With the war's end, Ishgard has set out on a new path. The choices we make now shall determine our course for the future. Come what may, we dare not squander the chance we have fought so hard to attain. Once the returned clergymen have sufficiently calmed down, I shall have the deacons speak with them, that we might gain insight into their individual plights. Good. Meanwhile, I shall take the opportunity to brief my men on the recent developments. Pray take a moment's rest, my friend. You have earned it. When you are ready to continue our work, you might seek us out here. Well, I'm ready. So let's just carry on. No forgiveness, no deliverance. Artorial is eagerly awaiting Deacon Clem's report. Ah, Almia, your timing could not be better. Deacon Clem has finished speaking with the rescued clergyman and will be here shortly to share his findings. Lord Americ, too, is on his way. Let us wait for them. Sure. Habla blah blah blah. Deacon Clem, we thank you for making the inquiries on our behalf. It was no Hold up, I'm gonna do this. He's named Clem, I have to do this. Kid Clem, 'twas no imposition in the least. As I said, I am glad to do all I can. So, 'tis our understanding that those who we escorted back were all close acquaintances of the Inquisitor who turned. Like him, they too had been subject of harassment by certain quarters of the populace. Is this correct? 'Tis, I'm afraid, and they are far from alone. Men of the cloth were once afforded respect and deference as the servants of Halone, but now they are openly reviled by many. We were complicit in perpetuating terrible lies, this is true, but we too were misled. We too are victims, yet are regarded by some as criminals. Well, I do understand the people's anger, but it saddens me to think that they would thus lash out at their fellow man, especially when we need solidarity most of all. Though I can imagine your plight, I would not presume to grasp your pain. Will you tell us of the challenges you and yours have had to face since the war's end? Like all sons and daughters of Ishgard, we dreamed of peace in our lifetime. But now that it has come, we found we have little cause to rejoice. Our faith has long been the foundation of our lives, and overnight that foundation has been crippled by fractures. Beyond repair for some. Especially since now I don't have my Grakata. To learn that we had been deceived, and that we had unwittingly deceived others in turn, was devastating. We who had once been shepherds to men found ourselves lost lambs, bereft of surety and wanting for guidance. We have languished in darkness, all of us. Yet I have faith. The church will redeem itself, that it will find a new path and again become a beacon of hope for the people. I see. Thank you for sharing this with us. Your testimony has confirmed our suspicions. According to our allies, that which causes people to turn is none other than despair and anguish. If it wasn't before, 'tis now abundantly clear why members of clergy are among the transformed. That you did not, I believe, is due to your unwavering faith in the church. In light of this, we would ask for your continued cooperation. Of course. Anything to help my brethren. Now that you have established the cause, that leaves us with the mystery of Profane Fafnir's identity. The progenitor of these troubles. Could he too have been a man of cloth? He's probably the Archbishop. The ex-Archbishop. No, wait, not that. From what I recall of his garb, I doubt it. He was dressed in the common fashion, and inadequately against the cold besides. Alright, the main man was not a man of the faith. I just woke up, man. My brain is in shambles. 'Tis said that something of the individual may remain in blasphemy, influencing its behavior. If we can determine what instincts drive Profane Fafnir, we may learn who it once was. And this knowledge, I believe, will prove vital in our efforts to stop it. No, it won't. I can just go kill it. Deacon Clem, we ask that you reach out to your fellow clergymen. Please do what you can to ease their anxieties. Understood. As I have ever done, I shall provide what comfort I can to those in need. Claire. Meanwhile, we must make it a priority to identify the blasphemy. To that end, I would seek out more eyewitnesses. The Hopland is a busy place at any given time. Some ordinary citizens are bound to have been present as the tragic event unfolded. I propose we make inquiries in the pillars. If you could attend to Hopland, Lord Artorial and I will look in the surrounding areas. Okay. Leave it to me. I'll do it. I'll do it to it. Clem. Grakata. Okay, where are we going? Let's take the longer route. Let's just enjoy the scenery and the music. What are you guys doing here? There are bound to be others who witnessed the transformation. We are but to find them. Sure. There is one right up here. House for Tom. My home sweet home. Hello, ma'am. No, I didn't see that dragon. Nor would I have wished to, frightful as it sounds. They say it wasn't a Dravanian attack, but if not, then what was it? It was not a Dravanian attack. The dragon that appeared at the Hoplin. Aye, I saw it with my own eyes. One moment an Elezen, the next a terrible beast. He was a heretic, I take it. An Elezen man, okay. I mean, this is Ishgard. Most people here are Elezens, so that doesn't narrow it much. I wasn't present for the incident at the Hoplin, but a young man poorly dressed for the cold, that I did see. I recall him well because an aide from the St. Wendro was searching for him. He was a patient at the infirmary and by coincidence had the same name. Oh? His name was Wendro? And he was sick? Well, that's a lead. That is a lead indeed. Hey, Marek, I found out stuff about you. There you are, Almia. Did your search yield any fruit? Yes! A patient of Firmoon's infirmary, you say? Among those with whom I spoke, one claims to have witnessed an individual fitting that description. A man walking in stupor who did not seem to feel the cold. If he had wandered straight out of the infirmary, it would explain his state of attire. Yes, I dare say we have found our blasphemy, but to think that his name should be Wandro. 'Tis the same of that former Heavensward commander, Sir Wandro de Romand, for whom the infirmary is named. Sir Wandro, however, retired from his station at a ripe old age some years ago. 'Tis not like to have been him. In any case, we have a lead. I shall head to the infirmary at once. Pray wait for me at the broom. In the broom, you say. To the broom. I could teleport, but again, I like Ishgard, so I'm gonna take the long route. Let me take the shortcut through the Forgotten Night. Up. Up. Hello. Lord Arterial should not be long. Let us wait here. Sure. I'm waiting. This is Lavrik, the aide who was in charge of Wendro. Have you found him? Oh, please say you have. We have not, I'm afraid, but we seek to, and hope that you could tell us more about him. May we ask how he came to be at the infirmary? He was found by a patrol in the Central Highlands. After being treated for his hurts, he was brought to us for convalescence. Being in the prime of his years, he had been doing well, but then... Prime of his years. By all accounts, he is no old man. It seems safe to assume it isn't Sir Wendro. Oh no, he's definitely a different person, as I told Lord Altoriel. And though he gave his name as Wendro, he seemed rather confused, and we had no means to confirm his identity. In his state, he shouldn't be wandering about on his own. Please, you must find him. Well, I have some bad news. When we fight him, we're gonna kill him. The man who recently turned into a beast at Hoplon? We regret to say it may have been Waindro. What? No. How can this be? Is there aught else you can tell us? Things he may have said or done while in your care? While he was still unconscious, he would often ramble. Though most of it was incoherent, he mentioned the Archbishop many times. Oh, and he spoke of a bishop too, Bishop Wardenow. I assumed he was a pious man given this. Oh. I see. Thank you for your cooperation. We will continue our investigation, and should we confirm what became of Warndro, I inform you forthwith. Emma. Something's up. Let us return to the congregation for now. Something is up. Something is up. The man of belief are doing bullshit again. Aren't they? Fucking priests are up to no good again. As always. Dun, dun, la da da la da 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 da. Let me go up. Heading to the strategy room. I should be glad to show you in. Hello. Yellow. The mystery remains, but we are one step closer to identifying the man who became Profane Fafnir. Indeed. Though he did not at first appear to be a member of the clergy, his words betray a fervent faith. And how curious that he should speak not only of the Archbishop, but the Bishop Wardena specifically. Bow. Perhaps he was personally acquainted with his grace. In the light of the possibility, I believe we should speak with him directly. Agreed. I will request an audience, but his grace has many demands upon his time. It may be a while before we are seen. Should you have other business, pray feel free to attend to them in the meantime. I have no other business because I took care of it all. Bam, 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 bam. Only justice, only vengeance. The first one was what? Something, no deliverance? The look of relief upon Artoriel's face bespeaks your timely arrival. Almia, excellent timing as ever. Deacon Clem has just sent word that the Bishop Wardenow will see us now. By which I mean right this instant. 'Tis extremely short notice, I know, but it would not do to miss the opportunity and to learn how he and Waindro may be connected. Not wishing to keep his grace waiting, Lord Aymeric is already on his way to St. Raymonaude's cathedral. Come, let us hurry there ourselves. I'll beat you there. Let me go set me free, what's on my shoulder? Alright. Dun, 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 dun. Take a right. And then, since we have to become speed, let's take the Ethernet. Dimitri! Which one is the one? St. Raymonaude's Cathedral. Shwoop! Let's go! Clem! My lords, I am so sorry. I informed his grace that you are making your way hither. But shortly before you arrived, he recalled that he had an urgent business and had to leave the cathedral at once. He cannot have yet gone far though, so if you wish to search for him in the hopes you can still steal a moment of his time. To grant us an audience only to depart with such haste. What business could be so pressing? Is this going to be a bait and switch? He's looking all suspicious, but is he gonna be actually okay? Search for Wardino. Where are you? Where have you hid? Where did you hide, boy? This red mage is also searching for him. But I shall find him first. There he is. I found his grace, Almia. Hey, you're using the Neo Ishgardian set too, huh? Aha, good taste. Well, now that even the savior of Ishgard should be here. Your grace, perhaps 'tis simply our misunderstanding, but we were under the impression that you had granted us an audience. Well, you see, I forgot that I did some shit. Lord Speaker, rest assured I was just about to return to the cathedral. There is no need, Your Grace. This will not take long. As you may have heard, we are investigating a young man named Waindra. Is he known to you? No, I cannot say he is. With the exception of the former Archimandrite, I am sure I know no one by that name. But mine and the Archbishop's are known to many, yes? Perhaps this youth took inspiration from public services over which we presided. Goodly soul that he is. Full glad am I that his fate was comfort to him in sickness, and I pray to Haloni that he will soon be found in good health. Yeah, about that. Now then, if there was nothing else, I shall return to my duties. Echo! Let's go. Let's see your memories. Oh, what's this? Fear not, your eminence. I shall carry on your legacy. We have completed the preparations as per your instructions, but are you certain this will work? It will. It will. It must. Lord Aymeric spoke the truth when he revealed the Archbishop sought primal powers to strengthen the people's faith. I could not bring myself to believe it, not at first. But in the course of cataloguing His Eminence's personal articles, I came upon this journal. Therein he had written that, though abundant ether and fervent prayer, it is possible to make gods of men. All the power we require lies in this place, this Azesla. By channeling the essential elements into the soulless flesh and sword we found. We shall summon forth King Torden and his Knights 12, and by his blessing Ishgard shall be restored to its former glory. So you are up to something. This is foolishness. Foolishness, a word to know. Foolishness. Nani? What is this? It's just an ordinary man, scarcely changed from before. And now he's also awake, like I said. Foolishness were to know. Foolishness. Hi, Oni. Virgil indeed. Congratulations, you managed to take steps. His Eminence. I must protect. No. No, this isn't right. Confound it. Perhaps I overlooked something. I must return to the Holy See and review the journal. Your Grace! What shall we do with this thing? Leave it! It is a failure without use or value. The denizens of this place will deal with it soon enough. Well, apparently they didn't. I see you guys are making use of that crawling emote you added. Flashbang! Almia, are you well? Were you perchance granted a vision of the past? Yes, and you would not believe what I saw. An attempted summoning of King Torden and his Knights 12? Don't try to run, old man. Your Grace, you should know full well that summoning is strictly forbidden. You will accompany us to the congregation and explain yourself. No, I will not. I'd rather die. I have dedicated my life to the church, conducted my affairs in accordance with the scriptures, and okay, but you took it all from us, tore down everything that defined us. You cannot know how it feels to have your very existence rejected, to be forsaken by your community, to be denied by your society. Well, I deny you and this justice. I deny an Ishgard where the church has no place. I refuse to accept it. Do you hear me? I refuse to accept it! Well, I think he's angry. Just casually draws. Bonk. Get bonked, Bishop. Your Grace! No! Glam! That it should come to violence yet again. Would that your hand had not been forced, my lord. Deacon Glam should not be alone at this time. I shall remain with him while tending to the aftermath. When things have settled, I will return to the congregation. Pray go on ahead and get some rest. Why is it always the man of religion that messes things up? Like, why? It's true in real life, it's true in game. Well, back to the strategy room. Run, Almia. Run like the wind. Become speed. Schmove. La da la da 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 da. Let me go. Heading to the strategy room. I should be glad to show you in. I should be glad to show you in. Hey, Marek. I can't believe you slain the bishop just like that. How fares the deacon? Well enough, given the circumstances. Though understandably shaken, he is more determined than ever to help his fellows. Truly, he is possessed of a stout heart. But to think that even a member of the Synod could succumb to despair and turn. The crisis griping the church is far graver than I had imagined. In pushing for such an abrupt separation of religion and state, we may have exacerbated the growing divide between the clergy and the general populace. Almia, will you recount in full that which you had witnessed in your vision? Sure. They cloned the guy, and then tried to turn him into a god again. You know, shit fucked up. That he should seek to use one of Alag's unholy abominations to create a primal. Yet that which manifested was not like the being you fought, but rather retained the form of a man, one driven by desire to protect the Archbishop. We may safely assume the bishop did not have sufficient ether. Bereft of Nidok's eye, the sword of Ascalon no longer has such power. Nor does that of the warring triad remain to be harnessed, thanks to your valorous intervention. But if the summoning failed, how did the clone come possessed to life? And what purpose drives it? Lack of ether notwithstanding, the necessary components were present for a summoning. Perhaps the ritual itself was a success, and the vessel, though imperfect, arose as a champion of the Archbishop. Yet how did he come to be in the Central Highlands? You believe that this clone and the man who became the Blasphemy are one and the same? Nay, I merely speculate. Yet considering what we know of the clone and Wendro, it would seem like a possibility. Whatever the truth may be, it will not elude us forever. But first, I must lay some groundwork for the next phase of our investigation. God's permitting, I will have news to share ere long, so pray look in on us when you can. Like, in 2 seconds? Okay, it's been 2 seconds. I'm here to check on you. Wills unending, fate unbending. Artorial has the identity of the Blasphemy on his mind. Is he now? Does he now? Almia, you are ever a sight for sore eyes. Ill tidings, my friends. I dispatched Temple Knights to find the clergyman who aided in Bishop Wardino's summoning attempt. Regrettably, when confronted, all turned and had to be put down. Without their accounts, how then to ascertain that the clone and Wendro are the same individual? Maintaining the assumption that they are, perhaps, we should instead consider how Wendro may have found his way to Cortes. According to Almia's vision, he was abandoned in Azizla, but what did he do afterwards? Then there is one way to ascertain the truth. We follow his trail. I shall go and search for the clone in Azizla. If he's still there, then we are dealing with a different individual. A splendid idea. We leave the floating continent in your capable hands. Meanwhile, Almia and I shall retrace Wendro's steps whence he first appeared. Upon being found in the Central Highlands, he was taken to Camp Dragonhead. Let us begin by making inquiries there. Sure. Let us go. Bam. Alright, where are we going? To Camp Dragonhead. I'm out, bitches! Shoop. Theobolin. This one is Bolin. Investigating the stranger found, are you? I wasn't involved myself, so I can't tell you much about the fellow. But in the case of its interest, earlier the same day, I caught sight of an airship flying dangerously low. It soon disappeared into the brewing snowstorm, looking none too steady. Your exchange with Theobalin has taught you about an airship flying low. Emma, let's find more clues. Hep. Nin. Well now, if it isn't the late Lord Harshifan's dear friend, is there something you require? Why must you say his name to me like that? Ah yes, the mystery man. I was among those who tended him. He was not attired for snow, much less the snowstorm in which he had been caught, and was suffering from frostbite. When people are extremely cold, they may mistakenly feel that they are warm and disrobe. This might explain his state of undress. Okay. Let's see what's next. Where's the final clue? Is it over there, I assume? I would wonder. Let us go see for ourselves. Hello, hello, hello? Any clues here? It is ever an honor to receive you. What brings you to our humble camp to this day? An injured man who was found out in the wilds. Yes, I know the one. I was with the patrol that chanced him into north of here, at Providence Point. He was unconscious and in a bad way, and we hurriedly bore him back to the camp. After doing what we could for him, we sent him out on the city. Okay, so Providence Point is where he was found. Gotcha. And there was an airship. We don't know if it's related, but there was an airship. There you are. There you are. Were you able to learn aught of interest? So I learned that this man was found in Providence Point. There was an airship sighted flying low. And then he was not dressed for cold. A mysterious man found collapsed after an airship was seen flying low. Yes, the accounts I heard are consistent with yours. I, for one, am curious about the fate of this unknown airship. To that end, I have arranged a pair of black chocobos for us, the more efficiently to scour the area. We shall continue our search to the Providence Point, where Waindrow is said to have been found. We're gonna fly! If you are ready, let us be off, yes. I wanna fly high. Come on, hang in there, boy. You can do it. Flap those wings. Providence Point. Let's see. I don't see any airships here. Nothing so far. Let us continue northeast. Sure. How can you tell which way is north in this? Oh hey, a sightseeing log. How can you tell which way is northeast in this blizzard? What kind of sense of direction do you have to be able to tell? For fuck's sake, I can't even tell which side is north during clear sky. Yeah. Oh! What? What did you see? Oh. Okay. by the fury. It's the blasphemy. Ugh, echo. Flashbang. Bleh. His Eminence must protect His Eminence. His Eminence is long dead. I killed him with my own 2 hands. Ah, you're finally awake. Halone be praised. How are you feeling? Strong enough to speak? Can you tell me your name? My name is Zephyrin? No, Cherubert. Or was it Welkin? Porcelain? So many names swirling in my mind, and voices that reject them. Is there none they will accept? Are you alright? Ow! Wendro. My name is Wendro. Well now, that's the same of our infirmary. I dare say fate has guided you to us. So, Wendro, if you're feeling up to a little conversation, can you tell me about yourself? Anything else you remember? Anything at all? Anything at all? The proud son of House Zemail, nay, a devout servant of Halone, who lives for the rush of battle, the pleasure in inflicting pain, the attentions of maidens, to fight beside my brothers in arms. A low-born runt, whose every effort went unrewarded, whose very name disqualified him from ever leading the Temple Knights. But His Eminence raised me up, granted me a place at his side. From that day forth I pledged my sword to his service, pledged my very being, my life to be offered up in defense of his. I am a knight of the Heaven's Ward, sworn to protect and serve the Archbishop. But the Heaven's Ward is no more. Oh, you're a knight. Forgive me if that sounded rude, but I had no idea. And while I realize your memories may be a bit muddled, I'm afraid I must inform you that the Heaven's Ward have not been seen in some quite time and are presumed dead. And the Archbishop, well, is most certainly no longer of this world. Nani? But the important thing is you're safe now and we'll help you get back on your feet. Speaking of which, let me bring some food and water. You must be absolutely famished. Yes! In fact, since I overslept, I didn't get to have breakfast. I'm famished too. The Archbishop? Dead? No, no, this cannot be. How can I still be alive when he is not? I must find him. Brains, Archbishop. Well, we have solved the mystery. Almia! What? Stop shouting in my ear. Oh. Oh. For the glory of King Thordan. Why are you running? Why are you running? Get back here. Another vision, I take it. Yeah. Let us make for Ishgard. I expect that Lord Artorial will return soon, if he has not already, and we should both be glad to hear your tale. I can't speak. I can't words. I'm dumb. Oh yeah, I have some crackers. I suppose I could eat those. So where are we going? Back to home. You know what? I'm just gonna use return instead. For a free returnal. Now excuse me while I enjoy my crackers. Not there, to the Forgotten Knights, please. Doctor? Heading to the strategy room? I should be glad to show you in. Hey yo. Ah, Almia. I pray your search was more productive than mine own. Oh yeah. We figured this shit out. Everyone is here. Excellent. So, were you able to find our clone in Azizla? Nay, but not but the discarded Ascalon remained. How fared you with your own efforts in the Central Highlands? In the course of retracing Wandro's steps, we came upon the wreck of Solael. I suspect he found the vessel abandoned in Azizla and tried to use it to return to Ishgard. But he crashed en route and was subsequently rescued by a patrol from the Camp Dragonhead. Meh. So it would seem. And the Archbishop's airship was not the only thing we found. Profane Fafnir was there too. The creature chose to flee, but not before Almia had a vision of Vendros past. Go on, my friend. Share with us what you witnessed. Well, you see. All the pieces fit, and it is just as you surmised, my lord. Waindro and the clone are one and the same, and in his despair he turned into Blasphemy. Yet the confusion he exhibited when asked his name, it is as if he wasn't sure of his own identity. Yeah, probably the Night Eater, whatever, blah blah. Since, you know, they were trying to summon the Knights 12. According to the Scions, primals retain their memories of their previous incarnations. From this, it may be assumed that the clone harbors the memories of all those who became King Torden and his Knights 12. Though he struggled to reconcile these conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Waindra. The voices within were clearly in agreement when facing Almia, the mere sight of whom drove the Blasphemy to flee. Above all, however, they share in the desire to protect the Archbishop. This desire was seared into Waindra's very being, and when he learned that he no longer had a purpose, the Heaven's Ward took up arms against us and Ishgard. By their hand were we robbed of one of our finest knights and a dear friend. Indeed. Even so, I would not wish such a terrible fate upon them. I would! I'm a spiteful fuck. The self-same fate inflicted upon full many clergymen, and a fate I fear ordinary citizens will succumb to if we fail to act. The people will not soon forget the betrayal of the church's leadership, nor should they. But absent the comfort and stability once afforded to them by the institution, many have become lost and are all too vulnerable to despair. The church can still be a source of comfort, but things need to change. Fate is not a bad thing on its own. It's how it's used. I thought as much myself, my friend, but to hear you say it as well. Indeed, when the ground upon which we stand crumbles, we must find the strength to move forward, even should it cause us pain to do so. Lord Artorial, at the next house session, I shall call for an ecumenical council to be held. My lord! My lord, such a gathering is reserved for... Oh, you intend for the church to codify a new doctrine. Since the separation of religion and state, we have refrained from interfering in church affairs. But if the church is to remain a part of the Ishgardian society and continue serving its people, it must reconsider its role and formally address recent revelations. I would call for this council not as the Lord Speaker, but as a humble adherent of the faith. Long had I considered whether such measures were necessary, but I lacked the courage to set them in motion. I now have it, thanks to you. I shall tend to the necessary preparations at once. Among other things, we must reach out to those of clergy who are amenable to reform. I ask for your patience in the meantime. I think 2 quests are left, right? One for 89, one for 90. Yeah, this one is 89. Oh, mighty fury, guide us to victory. Coconut cod. The set of Arterial's jaws betrays a hint of anxiety. Almia. Owing to the Lord Aemeric's swift action, I am pleased to say that the Ecumenical Council will soon be held. In case you are unaware, the Council is the highest assembly in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, its purpose to deliberate and decide upon doctrine. The previous one was held no less than 80 years ago, and 4 archbishops have since come and gone. As such, most Ishgardians know little of it save that which they have read in the historical records. Traditionally, the Archbishop and the members of Synod would meet behind closed doors. In light of our Bishop Wartina's fate, however, this time the doors will be thrown open to the public. Oh my! Clem! Indeed! For the first time in history, all men and women of faith may have a hand in shaping the mission and teachings of the Church. 'Tis my hope that you will allow us to join in this endeavor. Deacon Clem, Allow me to express our gratitude for your efforts in facilitating the council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position. I merely heed my conscience and my fate, my lord. And my fate is in Grakata. Grakata! Acting in Bishop Wartinok's stead, I shall do all within my power to see that the church may serve the people once more. Where is the Lord Speaker, if I may ask? He stepped outside for a moment, saying that he wished to gather his thoughts ahead of the council. The hour draws nigh, however. Almia, I shall proceed to the vault with the good deacon. In the meantime, may I ask you to find Lord Aymeric? He should be at the last vigil, I believe. Leave it to me! The politics! The politicking! Where was the last vigil again? Up there. Let's take a roundabout from the fountain. Go up the stairs. Alright, Aymeric, what are you thinking about? Are you by chance scared? Anxious? Hello. Oh, 'tis you, my friend. Is it time already? Yeah. I see. My apologies for making you come and fetch me. I have been thinking, Almia, on the path I have chosen to walk, and on those who have been left behind as consequences of my actions. Those who died fighting, those burdened with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, Ishgard is made up of disparate souls with disparate beliefs. Without an enemy to unite us, we recall the differences we once set aside out of necessity and find amongst our old friends new ideological foes. Yeah, that's how it goes with humans. The future I had envisioned is far more difficult to secure than I have ever imagined. What must I do for people to live in harmony? For our nation to move forward as one? Such questions I have been pondering. We should begin making our way to the council. Shall we continue our conversation while we walk? Sure. Conversation as in you're gonna speak, I'm just gonna mostly nod. Ready? Then let us be off. If it's agreeable, I would like to look on Fortam's Manor. Fortamp Manor. Of course, that place is my home. Hey. Good evening to you, Mr. Swinshire, and welcome home. As Lord Amont embraces you as family, so too do we. Why does this make me want to cry? Just random night saying that. Fucking Heaven's Sword. It feels like another age that you and yours were no more than foreign wards of House Fortam. And in actual fact, it may be considered so. For your coming set in motion a chain of events that brought an end to the Dragonsong War, ushering in a new age of harmony. You paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and for that you shall ever have my gratitude. Now then, shall we continue on to architects? Look at that running animation. Flamboyance. King Torden and his Knights 12, the murderers of Ratatoskr. Since the truth of their ancient crime came to light, many have demanded that these images be torn down. Yet though what our founding fathers did was wrong, neither it is right to simply expunge them and their deeds from history. To do so would be to deny our people's part in what followed for 1,000 years. We have the chance to forge a new future, but we, as nation, must decide how we will confront our past. Forgive me, I was lost in thought yet again. Let us join Deacon Clem at the vault. Clem! There you are, my friends. The council is about to convene. Let us take our place in the audience hall. Order! Order in the court! Esteemed members of clergy and honored adherents of the faith, I thank you all for your attendance. In recent days, our nation has been racked by a series of tragedies. Those among us who do Hallone's work have been transformed into abominations. This dreadful phenomenon has been brought about by the final days, and it is upon our despair and anguish that it feeds. Thus, if we are to prevent further tragedy, we must strive to ensure that all Ishgardians, clergymen and citizens alike, abide with peace and love for one another in their hearts. To that end have I called this ecumenical council, the first in generations, that we might together determine a path forward for the Church and our society as a whole. Since antiquity, the Ishgardian Orthodox Church has served the people in two respects. As the Fury's spear to strike at the heart of the dragonkind, and as the Fury's shield to safeguard the souls of men. But now that we are at peace with the Drawanians, the Church need no longer serve as the spear. And so we must reconsider how we might better serve as a shield for our brethren. The hierarchy must be reformed, and for that we need accountability. The upper echelon must be stripped of rank at a minimum, and investigations conducted, trials held if the evidence is sufficiently damning. And then we may turn our attention to their doctrine of lies. As our predecessors did before us, we of the Synod have ever sought to interpret the scriptures to the best of our ability, and thence conveyed Hallone's will to the people. Such fervent pursuit of retribution at the expense of doctrine would come also at the expense of our fate. Have we won the war to lose our souls? Oh, Hallone, are we outside your grace? Well, good job in putting everyone to panic. This bodes ill. At this rate, someone might turn. Since the war's end, the Church and the faithful have stood at a crossroads, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace Bishop Wartino, may he walk in Hallone's halls, was one such soul, and in his longing for simpler times he resorted to using forbidden magics, and succumbed to despair. Flashbang! In our minds we renounce the lies upon which our nation was built, but in our hearts we yearn for the righteousness, misguided though it was, that gave us comfort and purpose for so long. So let us not forget who we were. Let us confront the mistakes of the past and learn from them, that we do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers. As fervently as we believed in our sacred duty, we struggled to accept the church's deception and embrace change. The legacy of Torden weighs heavy, and there is a temptation to simply cast it aside like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet that would dishonor the sacrifice of those who went before. Countless souls who served the people with purest intent. And so, heavy though it may be, let us together bear this burden as we set forth anew. Our friend Almia risked life and limb to reveal the truth to us. The truth that our legends and our scripture were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Though the great walls and towering spires of our city may have been built with murder and deception, they rest upon a foundation immutable and true. Our devotion to Halone, whom we have worshipped since before our forefathers settled these lands. The Church is a fount of practical wisdom, and its teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith no less than the lies. We can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. Aye, and without rejecting who we are. A comprehensive review of scripture as well as historical literature will be necessary. Revisions, as appropriate, must be made to ensure that the truth of our past is preserved for the future generations. With your peerless knowledge of church doctrine, I dare say none is better suited to leading that effort than you. I also expect that many eyes will be required to pore over all the tomes, and I know many idle men and women of faith who would jump at the chance to do Halone's work once more. And that's what it's about. Instead of just, blaming each other, pointing fingers. Shit's fucked, let's see how we can unfuck it. Like, stuff happened. People died. People fucked up. People were corrupted. People did bad things. Move on. It's like raiding. Someone messed up. Okay, why did they mess up? Okay, let's not do that again. Instead of, oh, you suck. That's not productive. So yeah, let's be productive. Instead of pointing blame. Instead of saying your teammate sucks, saying that they didn't do X, they didn't do Y. Let's talk about how we can fix that. That day so very long ago, I had no answer to my father's words, but it seems the people had it within them all along. Alright, now the politics are out of the way. Can I go kill the dragon? The council went better than I had dared to hope. Truly, while the details remain to be decided, 'twas a resounding success. Your words helped everyone to find common ground. I know not how to thank you. Much credit must go to Almia. In the face of great hardship, never did she hesitate to press on, and our people have not forgotten this. Indeed. Well do I remember the day you flew into Ishgard upon a dragon's back. In making possible the impossible. You inspired us all. In you we glimpsed the fury, a vision of courage in the face of our uncertainty. Looking to your example, we shall endeavor to bring about the change to the church, for the future of all Ishgardians. There will of course still be those souls who struggle to rise above the mire of despair. But my fellows and I shall be there to take their hand in faith and love. For what is fate, if not salvation? Well, I had best return to the cathedral. We have much work and more to do. Ah, but ere I forget, I have tracked down that which you requested. Some repairs will be necessary, but it will be seen to with all haste. You're repairing the ship? Or is it the Ascalon you're repairing? Or both? I had tasked the Deacon with finding a certain item. You see, a secret weapon, one might say. Given what we know of Profane Fafnir, I suspect it will be of great use in our hunt. Once the repairs are complete, we shall be ready to strike. With the church having reached an accord with the people, the risk of more clergymen turning is greatly diminished. We may now focus entirely on the blasphemy. This time we've freed Wandro from his torment. Rest while you can, Almia, for I dare say the coming battle will demand the best of us. Alright, it's time to kill a dragon. Let's go! Ever march heavensward. Artorial has his sights set on Profane Fafnir. Glad tidings, Almia. Since the Ecumenical Council, not a single soul has turned. Safe in that knowledge, we need only think on how to hunt down the blasphemy. Are the repairs complete? Ah, Almia, you're here too. Excellent. I am pleased to say that the secret weapon is ready. We may now look to dealing with Profane Fafnir. As you recall, when we last encountered it, it was lying in wait by Soleil. An instinct driven by its inherited memories, I believe. It seeks to protect that which it most strongly associates with the Archbishop. In all likelihood, it was the selfsame motive that compelled it to come to the Holy See. From the skies above, it keeps watch over the Holy Vault. When it next descends, we shall exploit this instinct by using the secret weapon to lure it to the chancel. What exactly is this secret weapon? Ascaron! 'Tis none other than the Fury's Grace, the holy crozier of the Archbishop. Suspecting that Bishop Wartino had retreated from Azizla, I had Deacon Clem search his private quarters. My suspicions proved correct. With the crozier in hand, I shall make an irresistible bait for Profane Fafnir. My lord, that is an unconceivable risk. There is no telling how the blasphemy will react. Indeed, but we can be confident that I will command his undivided attention, thus ensuring that no more of our citizens are placed in the harm's way. If the Heaven's Ward are the Archbishop's shields, then the Temple Knights are the people's. As leader of the Order, the risk is mine to bear. All the Knights of the Heaven's Ward fell in the Azizla. As a vessel for their memories, Wendro may be considered the last of their number. Let us go then, and relieve him of his... nay. Their duty. Let us see to our preparations and proceed to the vault. We finish this once and for all. Once and for all. Okay, where are we going? Speak with Aymeric at the wall. Where would be the better one? I guess Cathedral. It's right there. It's just a ramp away. Man, imagine if we had these Ethernet systems in real life. Public transport? Ha! Just teleport. Finally! Combat! When the battle begins, Lord Aymeric and I will draw the Blasphemy's attacks. Seize the opportunity to bring your magics to bear against it. If you are ready, then let us set forth. You need but say the word. I have said the word. The word has been said. Let's go. Say the word. The beast is come. Now is our chance. Make ready. To me, my knights. Meow. You took the bait. Blasphemy, profane Fafnir. For the glory of King Torden. No. You're not he. A trick. It's a trick. It's a trap. Forgive me, Sir Wendro, but for the sake of all Ishgardians, we must strike you down. Aymeric the Blue, Arctorial Iron Bone. Alright, you guys are waiting on me? Fine. Let's go.
It ends here!
Embolden you lot! Because in a moment I'm going into my melee combo. Altar pile? Really? Sickness must be purged!
You underestimate me!
Begone with you! Sickness must be purged!
There!
This shall be a mercy. Hey, Merrick, your health is pretty low. There we go. Your reckoning is come. I'll take this one. Quickly, take one each.
Do not underestimate me!
Stay on your guard. I know this. Bleh. That's Fightful for that. Ow. Just fall on my head, why won't you? Heaven's Glacier. Oh, stack. Almia, this way!
We must stand our ground!
Altar Pyre! Sickness must be purged! Wrong cast? Right cast. Oh, we're mixing things up.
You underestimate me!
Backflip! Oh, ads, really? Gather to me, ye faithful souls. No. AoE. I like how they're cast spamming Holy Circle. Come on, die already. This time come to call upon the true power of the Heaven's Ward. This bodes ill. Quickly, take cover behind my shield. Protect me. Protect me. Oh. Cannot fail. Such power. Get up. Get up. For the glory of King Torden. Holy hail. Is that the ice? Oh, okay. Where would be a good spot? Like right here somewhere. Yep. Get down here, I got a combo on you. There you go. That was the final hit. Now, Embolden, Manification. Clip my GCD, but who cares? You must die. Be gone with you. Altar Fire again. Sickness must be purged. This shall be a mercy. Back up, flip.
This knight does not yield!
You will return his eminence to me. Now. Is this Enrage? Is it just casting, spamming a... Well, yep, it is an Enrage. Let me just Magic Barrier. Rehabilitation. Regenerating HP over time. Ow! You know what? I had enough of your shit. Bleh. Finally, it is over. There's your goddamn crozier. Thus ends the tale of the Heaven's Ward. Let it not be forgotten. Forgotten. 'Twas wrong of them to conceal the truth of our nation's founding, to abet the archbishops in his machinations. Yet in peering into their hearts, one thing became clear. They too had succumbed to primal manipulation. They too were victims. Flawed man, aye, and not without sin. But Ishgardians brave and true, as we all aspire to be. Having triumphed in the battle of ideals, I have a responsibility to all our people. Their hopes and dreams, their sorrow and suffering are mine to bear, and bear them I shall. For had you not vanquished King Torden, or had I erred in but one of my choices, I may well have been the first to succumb to despair, to be reborn a blasphemy. You wouldn't have turned, not you. A ridiculous notion, I'm more like to become a beast than you. You need a bit levity here. Thank you, my friend, for having such confidence in me. My apologies, 'twas not mine intent to wax sentimental. Our work here is done. Let us return to congregation. Then you're just gonna leave the thing right there? Okay. 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 Now I gotta go back to the Forgotten Night Node. Heading to the strategy room. I should be glad to show you in. Almia, permit me to offer my gratitude for helping us to overcome not only the blasphemy, but the despair which spawned it. But this is only the beginning. On the face of it, we may have made tremendous strides in breaking down ancient barriers within our society, but there yet remains to be great rifts to be bridged. 'Tis no easy thing to rise above a lifetime of preconceptions and prejudice. I myself have struggled to do so, as you must know. But I shan't give up. On the honor of my house, I will do everything in my power to build a new Ishgard. One in which all people can see eye to eye, regardless of birth and station. Now then, I believe the Deacon has some words for you too. Play lend him an ear. Oh no, my voice.
Clam! My Lady Almia, may I say, how glad I am that you're safe and well. Just before you arrived, Lord Aymeric explained to me the true nature of the man who became the blasphemy. The poor, confused creature was born of church's mistakes, and on behalf of clergy, I give you my heartfelt thanks for laying it to rest. As we work to reform our institutions and rebuild our relationship with the people, we will remember and pray for all those who have fallen in service to the faith. And we shall pray for you as well. Wheresoever your path may lead, may the Fury ever watch over and keep you. I shall leave it at that then. Lord Aymeric too wishes to speak, and 'twould not do to keep him waiting.
Almia. Almia. Lord Artorial, I thank you for the vital roles you played in ridding of us, profane Fafnir. No problem. I kill things, that's my job. As ever, the sight of you in combat was nothing short of inspiring. With no further reported instances of people turning to the blasphemy itself, no more? I skipped a word there. With no further reported instances of people turning and the blasphemy itself no more, I should like to believe we are free of the scourge of despair.
My brethren, I shall labor to see that it ever remains so by fighting to dispel the darkness in men's hearts.
And I shall fight with you. Not only as the Speaker of the House of Lords or the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, but as a man of faith in our God and in our faith people. Together, let us strive to fill our nation with hope. Almia, by now you will be sick unto death of being tanked, but I must nonetheless express additional word of gratitude. Full up have you saved our nation, our people. I speak not only of our lives, but our hearts and minds as well. Don't mention it, Ishgard again is my home. Ishgard saved me, so it's only natural I save it. You have given us a great gift, that opportunity and choice. And if we are to repay you for it, we as a nation must take full advantage of our freedom to dictate a new course forward into a brighter future. What forward means we may not always agree upon, but as fellow Ishgardians we shall find a way to rise above our differences and stand united. That is the nation that I will strive to build. This I swear to you. Almia, given all that you have done for us, I am loath to impose further, but may I trouble you to bear word of our success to our officer in Razahan? We will of course be sending a report, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. Our allies would benefit from additional details you can provide as well. Our thanks again, my friend, and may the fury speed your way. Alright, let's say the word that we have saved Ishgard so every other nation can be jealous. Next up, I'll probably save Grisania, because I love Grisania. And then we'll see the rest. We'll give him the scraps. Ilzabad, Razahan. Let's just take the internet. We're going to the Radiant Host. Very nuts, we have saved Ishgard. Ah, my lady Almia, by your return, dare I hope that the hunt for the Blasphemy was a success? Yes! That you would vanquish the beast comes at a little surprise, but that this occasion would serve as the impetus for the church to embark upon a path of reform is incredible. I will share these joyous tidings with our allies without delay. If I may speak candidly, I must confess to being a great admirer of yours. When you have a moment, I should like to hear about some of your adventures, if you would do me the honor. For the present, however, in my official capacity as the Ishgardian delegate, I offer you my humblest thanks for your immeasurable service to our nation. It's all good. We got this. You can now dye the job-specific gear for level 19 magical range DPS. Achievement unlocked. More than fear. Alright. Which one is the Gerdanian one? Gerdanian delegate. Who do you need? You need a tank! Well, that works for me. Very well then. Thank you everyone so much for watching. And now that we have saved Ishgard, I'm gonna take a break, eat food, and get on my day. Since I postponed yesterday's stream to today, I'm gonna stream tomorrow as well. But I'm not gonna stream Final Fantasy, I'm gonna stream another game. Time for a change of pace, as they would say. So yeah, I'm gonna stream Beardblade. And then next day I'll probably jump back to Final Fantasy. It's about time I started streaming every day. With that all said and done, once again, thank you for tagging along and have a good day!